Thank you, Chair. Minister, I haven't yet got your opening statement and I would like to ask some questions about it. Do you know if that's been circulated yet to the committee?
No, I don't know that.
It hasn't been? No. Is it going to be?
Sure. As I spoke, so...
Oh, right, okay. Well, I look forward to being able to ask some detailed questions about some of the things you said in your opening statement, but just at a high level, I haven't attended every single Senate estimate since you were Foreign Minister, but I've attended a fair few, and I don't recall an opening statement as partisan as that one, nor do I recall any of your predecessors in this forum making such a partisan opening statement. Is there a reason why you felt the need to make such a strong statement this morning?
Well, I don't accept the premise of your question.
Well, have you ever opened Senate estimates by making multiple references to the Leader of the Opposition by name before?
Well, I think when... well, first, I don't accept the premise of your opening question. I think it is a reasonable thing to respond to some of the bellicose rhetoric, which I don't think is in Australia's interests.
Can you recall a time where your predecessor would have used this forum for such a partisan statement?
I've seen a lot of partisanship in this forum, Senator, including yesterday from you.
Okay. You don't think it was reasonable to ask questions about what we knew and when we knew it about the People's Liberation Army Navy Task Force?
I think it is reasonable to ask those questions. I think gunboat diplomacy is a return to the drums of war rhetoric. And I don't think it is reasonable for the Leader of the Opposition to tell people in Menzies and Bennelong he's pro-China. I don't think it's reasonable for Mr Woolahan to tell people how you've changed your position and then engage in that sort of rhetoric in Canberra. And I think that should be pointed to. You can explain it.
It comes across, I mean, I know the media was bad this morning for the government. I know a range of commentators are very critical, but it comes across as very defensive. And I know an election's around the corner, but I just can't recall a Foreign Minister feeling the need to weigh in so strongly before.
Senator, they're your words.
Okay. I will have specific questions about the statement when it is circulated, but turning to the People's Liberation Army Navy Task Force, do you have an update on its whereabouts today?
That's a matter for Defence.
We asked Defence yesterday and they said that they were briefing DFAT so that DFAT could brief you so that you were on top of it. Have you received an update from the department?
Those are operational matters for Defence, and if you want an update from Defence, I would refer you to the Deputy Prime Minister's office.
I don't have the same opportunities to ask questions of him, as you know.
Well, Senator, I don't know whether the opposition... I know that Mr Dutton was quite late to ask for a briefing on this. I don't know if you've sought a further briefing. I'm sure that if you seek a further briefing, we will provide one.
It's funny you should say that. We did ask for briefings and we had some difficulty scheduling them. I'm not sure if it was the availability of officials or some other reason. And just on that...
If I could just also say, my recollection is, and I'll check with the Defence portfolio, that there are regular statements updating in relation to this. Ms Lawson might be able to assist, or Ms Deserton.
Thank you, Senator. Ellie Lawson, Deputy Secretary, Geostrategic and Planning Group. The Department of Defence is making regular updates on their website.
Yes. Will there be an update today?
Did you not check this morning? If you were very keen. I think it went live at 8:30.
Okay, well then you should be able to answer the question.
No, it's a Defence statement, sir.
Right, so it's not in your state of knowledge.
It's a Defence statement.
Yeah, and we've been told by Defence you've been regularly briefed. If you're not aware, you can say so.
No. I refer you to the statement, which is very transparent and professional.
Is it in the state of knowledge of any officials here today?
Is what? In their state of knowledge of any officials?
The whereabouts, the current whereabouts of the People's Liberation Army Navy Task Force.
Senator, I would refer you to the update on the website of the Department of Defence.
Thank you. So is that a no? That's not in the state of knowledge of any officials?
What if the government said one thing and its own foreign minister said another? What if the people meant to protect your country couldn't even agree on when they found out about a foreign navy firing live rounds near your coastline? Well, mates, that's exactly what went down this week in the Senate, and the man who called it out wasn't holding back. Senator James Paterson didn't just question Penny Wong, he exposed her, on live camera, in front of the entire nation. And by the end of this video, you'll see why people are calling it one of the most embarrassing moments of her career. Quick one, before we start, drop A in the comments if you're watching from Australia. Let's see where the politically awake Aussies are tuning in from. Picture the Senate chamber. Fluorescent lights buzzing, everyone pretending to stay calm, but you can practically feel the tension ripple through the air. This isn't just another dull committee meeting. This is Senate estimates, the gladiator pit of Australian politics. And walking in with that calm, quiet confidence is Senator James Paterson, sleeves metaphorically rolled up, eyes locked on his target, Foreign Minister Penny Wong. Wong's known for being calm, precise, untouchable. But today, she's about to face a man who's done his homework, and he's not here to play nice. If you've ever watched a politician dodge a question and thought, just answer it, hit that like button, because this was your moment. It all starts with a simple question. Paterson asks, "Minister, do you have an update on the location of the Chinese task force?" Now, this isn't some minor issue. We're talking about foreign warships conducting live fire exercises in Australian waters, off the coast of Tasmania. The kind of thing that should trigger top-level briefings within minutes. Except, apparently, it didn't. Penny Wong pauses. Then she says, "That's a matter for defence." Classic deflection. But there's a problem, because Defence had already said they briefed her department. So, who's telling the truth? Right there, the air changes. Even people watching at home could feel it. Something doesn't add up. Paterson leans forward, polite, surgical. He asks again, "Minister, were you briefed? And when?" You can see the micro-expression flicker across her face, that half-second of calculation before she speaks. "I don't accept the premise of your question," she replies. There it is, the political shield phrase. If you've followed Aussie politics, you've heard it 1,000 times. It's the equivalent of talk to the hand. But this time, it doesn't land. Paterson pushes again. "Minister, the Prime Minister told reporters that the government was notified at the same time as a Virgin Australia pilot who saw the ships first. But your opening statement says otherwise. So which is it?" Boom. The contradiction laid bare. Two senior government figures, two completely different timelines, and zero clear answers. Quick one. If you've ever been caught between two bosses giving opposite instructions, you know how that feels. Drop a laughing emoji in the comments if you've been there. Here's where the whole thing spirals into disbelief. Turns out the first person to spot those warships wasn't Defence, wasn't DFAT, wasn't the PM's office. It was a commercial airline pilot. Imagine that. Foreign ships playing missile practice off your coastline. And the first person to raise the alarm is a guy flying passengers to Hobart. You couldn't write this stuff.
Paterson, with that signature half-smirk, delivers the killer line. "Minister, how on earth does the Transport Minister get notified before you do?"
The silence that follows says it all. Then, Wong tries to pivot. That was addressed in evidence yesterday. Translation. I don't want to talk about it, but Paterson's not moving. He keeps pressing, and that's when the story really starts to unravel. In her opening statement, Wong said, "We were not provided advance notice." Simple enough, except the Prime Minister had told journalists the opposite, that China had given notice. Both can't be true, so Paterson asks point blank, "Why is there a discrepancy between your statement and the Prime Minister's?" Wong replies, "I don't accept that there's a discrepancy." Mate, seriously? That's like saying, "We both did and didn't get notice." The hearing room starts to shift. Even the chair looks uncomfortable. Paterson repeats it again. She doubles down. Both statements are correct. You can practically see people rubbing their temples in disbelief. It's bureaucratic gymnastics at its finest, the art of answering without saying anything, and in that moment, Penny Wong, the usually unshakable diplomat, looks cornered. If you're still watching right now, type accountability in the comments, because this next part's wild. By now, Paterson's tone shifts. No more setup, no more courtesy. He's relentless, like a prosecutor in cross-examination. Every answer Wong gives, he drills deeper. Every deflection, he calls out. Minister, are you suggesting the Prime Minister misspoke? Minister, can you confirm the timeline? Minister, are you aware the defence statement contradicts yours? It's surgical, methodical, and devastating. Wong fires back, accusing him of politicising national security. But the damage is done, because at this point, everyone's watching and thinking the same thing. If two top ministers can't agree on basic facts, who's actually running the show?
Then comes the line that turns a tough hearing into a viral clip. Paterson, voice calm but razor sharp, says, "Minister, the government can't have it both ways. Either you got notice or you didn't. The public deserves to know which one it is."
You could have heard a pin drop. Wong exhales. Her tone tightens. And for the first time, she looks genuinely irritated.
She leans back, folds her arms slightly, and says, "That is not what has occurred."
No explanation, no data, just words. That's when you realise it. This isn't just a political Q&A anymore. It's a live-streamed meltdown. And Paterson, he's composed, steady, controlled, like a chess player who knows he's already won 3 moves ago. See, this clash isn't just about one Senate hearing, it's about trust. When the Foreign Minister says one thing, the PM says another, and Defence says something else, that's not miscommunication. That's a system breaking down in real time, and Australians can feel it. Because every time a politician dodges, deflects, or says, "I don't accept the premise," the public loses another ounce of confidence. If our leaders can't align on national security facts, what else are they spinning? If you've ever felt that frustration, that sense that they're just not telling us the full story, hit that thumbs up so this video reaches more Aussies. Let's be honest, Senate estimates isn't just about accountability, it's about optics. Soundbites, viral clips. And this one, goldmine. Opposition strategists are already cutting that 30-second moment for highlight reels. Meanwhile, government media teams are scrambling to clarify context, but you can't unsee what's been seen. That look of frustration, that hesitation, that flash of irritation that says she knows he's right, but she can't admit it. This is what political power looks like, not just words, but how you react when cornered. Here's what's wild. Penny Wong is one of the sharpest, most articulate politicians in Canberra. She's usually unflappable, but on that day, even she looked human, flustered, frustrated, and James Paterson, for all his combative edge, showed what persistence looks like when it's backed by preparation. This wasn't luck. It was hours of research, cross-checking, and strategy, waiting for the moment where facts clash with spin. And when it came, he didn't waste it. Now you might ask, why does any of this matter to you? Because this is your country. Your taxes fund these briefings. Your vote decides who answers those questions next time. And when someone like Paterson forces that uncomfortable silence, what you're really watching is democracy doing its job, even if it's messy, awkward, and sometimes humiliating. That's the point. If you agree that politicians should always answer directly, type transparency in the comments. I'll pin a few of the best takes. At the end of the day, this wasn't just a brutal Senate smackdown, it was a reminder. That power doesn't protect you from accountability. That words, once spoken in that chamber, live forever online. And that even the most polished diplomat can slip when the truth starts cornering them. Senator Paterson didn't just humiliate Penny Wong. He showed the entire country how fragile political spin becomes under pressure. So the next time you hear a polished speech or a "with respect, Senator" moment, remember this. Behind the calm smiles and scripted lines, there's always a fight for control, and the truth's just waiting for someone brave enough to drag it into daylight. If you made it this far, you're part of the 10% who don't just scroll, you think. So do this. Drop your thoughts below. Who do you think came out on top? Share this with a mate who still believes politicians just answer honestly. And subscribe, because next week we're covering another fiery Senate moment that's even crazier than this one. Until then, keep your eyes open, your beers cold, and your politicians on a short leash. Because accountability isn't just a buzzword, mate. It's the only thing standing between democracy and chaos.